Hey all, Tim from the LV with today's shot of self-confidence espresso, and I know without a doubt that today's topic is going to help a lot of you, and it will even help me by going through this and listening to it myself. So the topic for today is there are those who do, and there are those who criticize. And as we become more successful and start to go for the things we want, whether they be big or small, whether it's running a business or trying to get a college degree or become a better mom or get a fitness goal or win a bike race or a bodybuilding contest or write a paper or get a promotion at work or earn more money, whatever it is, anytime you try to better yourself, you can bet that there's people who are going to be in line ready to criticize you. It's just a fact of life. And the more successful you become, the more people there are to try to tell you why you can't be. And if you don't, and I don't learn to water ski through that, it can totally derail us from where we want to go and who we want to become. So let's talk about where criticism comes from and how we deal with it. First reason criticism occurs is because it challenges the paradigm or the thinking of the people around us. You know, anytime you're in a social group and you decide to step out of that and do something different, you first had to change your thinking. But their thinking is in the same place as it was. And when you start to demonstrate new behaviors and talk about new goals, it totally is outside of their scope of reality. And many times they don't even know to think like that. And as a result, it becomes uncomfortable for them. So the only way they have to deal with that is to become critical and to try to challenge you on that. Now, the good thing is hopefully your desire and ambition and success and a desire to have a better life and make something of yourself is going to affect them in a positive way. But it really can challenge people's thinking, and as a result, you know, they can attack you and come after you. Second reason criticism occurs is because people are going to test you. You know, if you've always existed in a certain way and all of a sudden you start showing up, talking, and doing things different, in the very beginning, people are going to say, hey, is this really Tim? Is he really serious, or is he just talking a good game? And that's a good thing because it forces you to reflect on, you know, who am I, what am I about, and what do I want? And when you gain certainty and clarity around that, and we've talked about this before, you get established in who you are and you don't care what other people think. And you commit to yourself and you commit to what you're trying to do. And that gives you fuel to push through with consistency to start making gains. And guess what? As you continue to do that and make gains and improvements, pretty soon those people who are critical of you are actually going to become some of your biggest fans. But they're testing you to say, is this the real deal? Is this the long-term new vision for you, or is this just a short-term flavor of the month type of deal? So that kind of criticism can actually be pretty helpful. Third reason people get criticism, and this becomes a little darker, is because the folks around them become jealous. They see you doing things, they see you going for things, becoming things that they can't or want or don't want to put forth the effort, and as a result, they become jealous and they want to pull you down. They want to pull you back into your own paradigm, back into your own way of existence, your own way of thinking, because they don't want to see you and hear about all the cool stuff you're doing, because it makes them uncomfortable, right? They wish they were doing it, they can't do it, they secretly want to be you. They're one of your biggest closet fans if you achieve your new state, but because of that, they also hate it, so they become jealous, and as a result, they criticize you. And then the fourth reason why people get critical is because, and this is actually a step down from jealousy, is it causes them to look in the mirror and reflect on their own inadequacies and their own unfulfilled dreams and expectations. A lot of times these people had those dreams and wanted things in life, but they gave up and they stopped and they didn't go for what they want, and they've just determined to exist as opposed to live. And rather than confront that pain and start to take action toward becoming who they want to become, it's easier just to try to pull you down and derail you. So they try to torpedo you and your self-esteem, and the more unhappy they are with themselves, the more vicious the attacks become. Guaranteed. It's simply a reflection of themselves. It has nothing to do with you. As a matter of fact, it's actually a testament to the cool things that you have going on and the cool things that you're doing that they've become so harsh. So how do we deal with this? Well, obviously, like I said, if it's constructive criticism, make the adjustment. If it's not, you got to learn to turn the voices off. And the more successful you become, the more voices there are going to be. And if you don't learn to turn them off, it's going to totally thwart you from being the person and becoming and doing what you want to do. That's where, once again, you've got to know who you are, what you're about, and what you want, and focus on that. Where attention goes, energy flows. And if you focus on the critics and trying to please everybody, guess what? You're going to end up pleasing nobody. And at the end of the day, you have to please yourself. So you need to focus on those things that you want and become obsessed and almost myopically attuned to that, to where the other voices don't even register. And then finally, you need to love them. Because you don't want to absorb their negative energy, you want to deflect it. And the best way to love people is to send them positive energy. If you're a spiritual person, pray for them. I know that's really hard, but at the end of the day, it will change. It may not change them, but it will change you. And that will help you for the future criticism that's going to come along. But you don't want to get pulled into that negative rut. And not only do you want to love them, but maybe you even need to leave them. And maybe that means you need to separate yourself from them for a period of time. Maybe it means forever. Look, there's some relationships that are just toxic, and you need to get rid of them. And, you need to have more respect for yourself than anybody else does, and you need to expect the best for yourself, because when you move into that space, it empowers you to respect and give the same thing to others. But if people aren't willing to reciprocate that, get rid of them. Get them out of your life. There's no help in having those people. Stop giving yourself away to people who don't care about you anyway. So the best thing to do is to distance yourself from them, and maybe you do need to bounce them out of your life. Could be the best thing that could happen. So I want to finish up with a quote that I came up with that says, there are people who do, and there are people who criticize. The people who do get better, and the people who criticize get bitter. Never let their bitterness affect your betterness. And funny, oftentimes the people who are the most critical have done the least in life. But they're very, very free to give their criticism. So that says a lot right there. If they've not surpassed what you've done, then I wouldn't give it much attention at all. Now, if it's somebody who's an expert in the field and trying to help you, lock into it, right? But if they've not, done or amounted to anything, I wouldn't take heed to it. And hopefully your success can be an example to them and pull them up. So this is Tim from the LV. Believing that this really, really helped a lot of folks out there. I know it's helped me just talking through it and listening to it. If you have an issue you'd like me to address, feel free to email it to me in the email above, or shoot it to me via Facebook. Obviously, it's confidential. I'd love to get under some of your subjects, and some folks have been sending them in, and that's pretty cool. So thank you for that. Thank you for listening, encouraging you to just keep killing it. Turn your critics off. Become focused on who you are and where you want to go and what you want to be, and you will get there. Hope you continue to kill it. And have an awesome day. I will talk to you soon.